All right, we're gonna do a quick tutorial on just a couple of other releases and basically transitions between releases. So really quickly, we all know the standard basic release where we're tossing it up in front of us. If you don't know that, I'll give you a quick breakdown, right? Usually this comes from like a butterfly behind the back or something, but basically what's happening is I'm rotating my hand. Once I go to palm up, that's where I'm tossing the weapon up in the air, right? Just an underhand toss. Now, when the weapon is rotating, that underhand toss will turn into a rotation, all right? So again, I get to this point, I'm unwinding, tossing the weapon, and catching it. And then usually I'm going back into something else from there. But that's our standard release. Another release that we can do is the behind the back release that comes from like a baseball swing. Basically, you get to your swing position where you're holding like the bottom quartile of the weapon. Again, this goes really well from like a standard baseball swing into a behind the back, almost like you're gonna do a body wrap, but rather than doing a body wrap, what we're gonna do is we're going to do a little toss up in the air to catch it. Now this one is a little bit harder to control, which is why it's imperative that you practice it over and over again and get good at it and get very consistent. But again, from here, I'm just bringing it up, back, tossing, and catching. Let me try and give you a view from behind. So again, I'm just starting off in my normal grip. However you get here is a couple of, there's a bunch of different ways, but I'm doing my baseball swing. I like to go from a baseball swing behind the back like I'm going to do a body wrap, but instead of doing the body wrap, I'm bringing it here and I'm tossing it up in the air. So again, I'm going here, tossing it up in the air. Now when you go through it a little bit faster, it looks cleaner because I'm trying to slow it down. It doesn't look as flowy. It doesn't look like it's spinning crazy in the air. But when you start going through it a little bit faster, it can look really cool. So now that you've got that second release as an option, let's also show you some transitions that we can go into. So, we can just release, catch into another release, but that's bland, that's boring. So one of the ways to dress that up a little bit, to maybe do a release combo, would be to do a release, catch it. As you catch it, you start turning your body. I'm turning to the right side, and I'm basically going to spin my body past the weapon behind my back, and then come out of it, and then from here, I can do another release. And whether you want to, at that point, do a release where you're catching it behind the back, or do a release where you're adding in adding in a spin or something like that, you've got a couple of options, but I'll show you like a more put together combo. So we're doing a release where I'm catching, passing behind the back, release again with a spin, all right? And that's one of the ways to make a more challenging release combo, but make it look good, make it flow together well. Obviously, you've got a ton of different options. So, after you do this release, right, we can catch it, swing into our shoulder wrap that we practiced before, right? After the shoulder wrap, we can, turn over into a body wrap, into, strikes. There's a bunch of options anyway. I just wanted to show you just a couple quick transitions and that extra release. So practice that, get good at it, and ask me if you have any questions.